கல்யாணி கற்றுக்கிட்டு கற்றுக் கொடுக்கணும். கல்யாணி
Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanamastu. It's not every day and all through the day that we get a chance, a God-given chance, to sing His powerful name. If this is going on so regularly, in both times of the day, we know it is pure grace, unalloyed. In celebration of this grace, and with deep gratitude, we have offered the Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. And every day, we should be able to do it all through the day, whether we gather here or not. So that every day is a celebrated day, meant for God and His name and His glory. And every work that falls into our hand, we know it is His work, for He alone exists. It is He who has become all, the entire creation. And it's He who is playing the role of every creature of the creation. So let us keep offering the seva lotuses as well at His feet. We have been going through some stories day after day after day and try to learn something out of it. Now today is a story of our Bhagwan and the story that he told. When people know that when he landed in Tiruvannamalai in 1959, there was no shelter or food for him. Nobody came forward. Nor did he care one way or the other. He began to live in the streets. And those 14 years, he was roaming in the streets. And then the last 3 years, out of 17 years, he lived in the streets. The last 3 years, he began to live under a Punnai tree, which is no more now. It used to be near the railway station. It had thick foliage, and it was fortunate to accommodate Bhagwan under its shade. Now at that time, many people had come and seen him and benefited. One of them was Professor Gnanasambandhan. He brought one Tambiran Swamigal to have darshan of Bhagwan. This Tambiran Swamigal was running at the time a huge mutt with a lot of property. But then there was some other mattam, some other ashram, which claimed some of these properties. So it became a court case, and it was troubling him a lot. It seemed to drag on and on and on. Then finally he came to see Bhagwan and he appealed, "Swami, please do something so that the case would soon be over and in favor of me. So Bhagwan raised his hand, blessed him, and said, "My father will see to it. You don't worry." And then the Swami felt instantly relieved. But then he began to come now and then to have darshan of Bhagwan. He was still worried because the case was going on. But surprisingly, soon things accelerated and the court, the case, the verdict was passed in favor of the Swami. Because the other party was very powerful. It had so many VIPs in support of its claim. There was absolutely no chance that this Swami would win. But despite all the power of those higher-ups, it was Bhagwan's grace that won him the case. Naturally, this Tambiran Swamigal was flooded with a feeling of gratitude. In fact, when he began to come often regarding the case, Bhagwan told him, "Swami, you don't have to worry like this. Just come here one day before the case comes to the court, when the judgment date, just one day before the judgment date." And as soon as the Swami came, as I said before, everything went in favor of him. And he was so happy, he wanted to show his gratitude. He bought a pure silk dhoti with ornamented laces all around. So he brought other gifts also, and he said very jubilantly, "Swamiji, you have done this for me. You have done a great, great favor for me. All that I can do is this little gift. Kindly accept it." Bhagwan said, "You can give me the dhoti alone." And then Swami, of course, immediately put the dhoti like a shawl around him. And after the Swami left, Bhagwan folded it and made it half the size, and then put it around his neck and made a knot in the front so that it won't slip down. In those days, every day in the evening, Bhagwan would start back from the Punnai tree and walk through the streets and would finally come to the chariot mandap. And in the night, he would sleep outside those vessel shops. Now, when he started to walk, suddenly he found a difference. People immediately stood up and folded their hands in namaskar. There was an electrifying effect among those people. After some observation, Swami with a smile said, the attendant who was with him at that time was Pondicherry Jaganathan. It was he who related all these details to us. Swami said, "Jaganathan, what is happening? Why are these people all of a sudden so respectful? You see how they get up? The very look has changed. What is happening? Is there any difference in this beggar? This beggar has changed." He said, "No, Swami." "Then what is it?" "Swami, your kapada, your new kapada, the silk dhoti, it is so shiny, Swami." "Oh, It is shining. Is it pure, Jagannath? Yes, Swami, it is pure silk. Oh, now this beggar understands. So this new respect, this newfound respect in the eyes of those people and in their hands, in their namaskars, all that is for this dhoti, not for this beggar. And then he laughed. And then as they were coming through the streets, Bhagwan started to say, Mahatma Gandhi ki jai, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi ki jai, Mahatma Gandhi ki jai. And then of course he came to the chariot mandap, and the next morning he started back towards this Punnai tree. And again the same thing got repeated. As soon as he was seen, people would get up, fold their hands and say namaskar, and some of them would prostrate before him, right on the road. Now again Swami was wonderstruck. He said, Jagannatha, did you see what this dhoti is doing to this beggar? And again he asked, Jagannatha, is it pure silk, Jagannath? Yes, Swami, it is pure. That's why it's very shiny. Oh, and then they came on their way across this Mahatma Gandhi statue there in front of the municipal building. Then Bhagwan again shouted, Mahatma Gandhi ki jai, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi ki jai. And then Bhagwan said, do you know, Jagannatha, Mahatma Gandhi is God. He is God for the whole world. And he has succeeded. Mahatma Gandhi has succeeded. He has succeeded in making this beggar a respectable person in the eyes of the people. This dhoti has given power to this beggar. Now see what difference it has brought. We should remember it was Mahatma Gandhiji who, when he travelled all over India, he saw how poorly people were. And some of them did not have enough dress also. Many had only a loincloth or a small towel to throw around their hip. After seeing that, Mahatma Gandhiji felt that he was overdressed. And then he took a vow that he would wear only khadar, khadi, and that only minimum clothes. He insisted on the simplicity. So Bhagwan was probably saying it sarcastically that this is Gandhiji taught. He was trying to teach people not to overdress and be generous to the fellow beings. But obviously he had not succeeded, because even then only the dress mattered. How you looked mattered more than how you are. So Bhagwan went back to Punnai tree, and then he said, Jagannatha, this kind of thing happens to every Mahatma in life. Do you know the story of Guru Nanak, Jagannatha? This beggar would tell you. Guru Nanakji was also working hard. He was sweating profusely, and it was afternoon, and his clothes were also very dirty. He felt so hungry, and then he was wondering where he would get his food. Then he saw villagers going in groups, and they told him that the Nawab of the place, the village, was throwing a party. He was feeding everybody in the village because of his father. Some ceremony was there. So he was feeding everyone in the village. Now Guru Nanakji was so happy that he was getting good food. So he went all the way. He didn't have time to change his clothes. So he went with the dirty clothes, sweating all over. But the watchman at the gate would not let him in. He said, "Go away, this is not your place. This is not a place for you. You go away." But somehow he managed to get in. After he got inside, there was a huge table and there were varieties of foods, well arranged there, and all those people were dressed up well to suit their status and dignity, were seated, and everybody was very carefully, meticulously attended to. But there was nobody to take care of him. Nobody even looked at him. Nobody talked to him. Everybody ignored him because he was dirty, he was wearing torn clothes, and he was sweating profusely. So Guru Nanakji felt very offended. He left the place. He went to his house, changed his clothes. He wore some dazzling clothes and then came back. And now this time the same watchman, he's welcomed him heartily and said, "Please, please go in." And then he was seated there and everybody looked at him and had an exchange, had a good word for him, and the food was also served. Now Guru Nanakji, in front of all these people, was also wearing a coat now. He took those sweets. He said, "Oh Kutta, you eat now. This is for you." And then he took another item and he fed it to the coat. And then he took some food and put it on his dhoti, saying, "Dhoti, this is food for you. You take it, you take it. You all eat well. Kutta, you eat well. Coat, you eat well. Dhoti, this is for you." Now all the people stopped eating and stared at him, thinking that he had gone mad. Of course, he did not touch the food, he did not eat anything. And then he came out. The dinner was over, and after that, it was Nawab's place, it was a mosque. So they all sat together. It was time for worship. And so they all knelt and then started their prayers. Now Guru Nanakji, who was outside the building, he looked at those minarets. He said, in there, everybody is praying, everybody is kneeling down and praying. Should you not kneel down and pray also? Immediately, the minarets obeyed him and they all came down. You can imagine how it should have been for everybody there. They were caught in the rubble. And they were all screaming. Guru Nanakji went on to say, "Oh, the minarets are all kneeling down and praying." And then Bhagwan said, "Guru Nanakji had such great powers, Jagannath. This beggar doesn't have any power at all. This beggar is a very poor beggar, a dirty beggar, a lazy beggar. But he has now a silk dhoti. Now it has given this beggar power. So this beggar feels very great." And then he reached the Punnai tree and sat down. So this shows how much value we attach to the external appearance. We do not get to see what is inside. We are drawn only to the outside. I remember another time that Bhagwan had a mango, a green mango. Somebody had brought it to him. And he looked at it, he held it in his hand, examined it thoroughly, And then somebody said, Swami, please don't eat it. It's very green. It's not yet ripe. Bhagwan smiled and said, no, my friend, it looks green on the outside, but it's very ripe. And then he cut it and gave it to people there. And they found it was very sweet, it was very ripe also. So these things, these leelas, show us again and again that we attach too much to the external appearance, the way people behave. We do not know what they are inside, what really matters. So let's always remember, no matter how bad, how beggarly a man looks, he might still be a Mahatma inside. We shall now offer our today's prayer. Bhagwan, we pray to you again and again, a million times, for your immediate divine intervention to bring forth a dharmic normalcy to today's world of violence. There is so much violence all around, so many incidents that frightens us and sickens us. We beg you, Bhagwan, you are the cosmic controller. Please bring in peace, unity, discipline, control, and harmony into the lives of people so that they live a dharmic life with remembrance of God. We have been praying to you day after day to stop those wars, those violent wars. One of them still going on. The other one, now they've adopted ceasefire, and the peace talks are going on, and there is also an exchange of hostages, which is very encouraging. We beg you, Bhagwan, to stop the other war also, so that there is peace be prevalent there. And we also beg you again to bless the whole world, all the countries of the world, so that there would be no thought of war at all. We also beg you to keep under control those sudden attacks of those terrible killer diseases and violent furies of nature and those devastating accidents. Above all, we beg you, because the need of the hour, we remember with pain in the heart those 41 workers who are trapped there in Uttarakashi, in the mine there, the tunnel. They are still working very hard to bring them out. We beg you in all earnestness and intensity to do the needful so that they come out soon and in good condition. We also pray to you to uproot all the negativities of the human mind, those asuric thoughts which are responsible for today's world of violence. Whichever country people belong to, whatever language they speak, whatever religion they have embraced, everybody has to go through some suffering or the other due to their past bad karmas. This is the law of nature, the law of karma, which is precise, relentless, and unsparing. It doesn't spare even the avatars. We saw some time back how Sri Krishna suffered from Virahati dosha after killing Narakasura, and Sri Rama Brahmahati dosha because Ravana was a Brahmin. So they all had to do this atonement. But for us in Kali Yuga, we have the costless grace of God above this law of karma. Let us appeal to His compassion and generosity that His grace should reach out to all those suffering people, so that they get some help and protection. We pray to you, Bhagwan, to protect all those unselfish people also who have been working very hard for the welfare of the others. From what? From those unnecessary, unhealthy, unworthy remarks of criticism and aspersion. Please bless the country and promote the economy and the growth in varied fields of activity so that India would reach that high status of world teacher to conduct the whole world in the path of Dharma. We also pray to you, Bhagwan, again, in all sincerity and earnestness, for ceaseless and joyful chanting of your powerful name and unbroken remembrance of your leelas and teachings, so that all that would become our Atma Shakti. Please bless us to be only sattvic instruments in your hands and not rakshasic. And please bless our everyday life so that we run it as an offering to you and not be caught by the temptations of Maya. We also seek that ultimate state of being, the state of bliss and peace, the state of pure awareness of yours. But then we know that our minds have to be purified. The mind is right now full of those residual latent tendencies of our past karma and worldly desires. So what happens? The mind is afflicted by sudden attacks of fears, vicious fear, vicious anger, and fire-like words, jealousy, vengeance, passion, and sorrow. People celebrate sorrow. With all the blessings we already possess, we are able to find something that we lack in, and we hold on to it. And grumble and grumble and grumble. Finally land in depression and lifelong medicine. Bhagwan, you have said, you have thundered out that the divine name is a powerful weapon which can destroy our past sins and prevent us from further sins. It can be the umbrella in pouring rain, and it can be our sandals in burning sun. We take refuge in your powerful name and seek your blessings for our early purification. Wherever we live, whatever work falls into our hand as our duty, we know it's all your work. We should be able to do it as service to you, and that joyfully, without any unhealthy competition or jealousy, so that every one of our actions will become Atma Shakti. Please bless us to practice acceptance of whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or grief. It happens by your will and based on our karmic account. Though it is based on karmic account, it happens only by your will. So whatever comes from you can only be a great blessing, and it's meant for our spiritual transformation, for our closer kinship with you. Bhagwan, please bless us to look upon every adversity, every suffering of life as a blessing in disguise, coming straight from you for our spiritual growth. And when we begin to look upon every suffering as God-given blessing, though we do not know what is involved in that, when it is happening, soon it will reveal itself how it is a blessing. And every adversity will end up as higher wisdom. And when the higher wisdom begins to take root in the heart, it gets purified and God's power begins to reflect there. We beg you, Bhagwan, to bless us all to be grateful to you despite all the sufferings of life. We also beg you to reach out to all the species of the cosmos so that they all be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we who have been seeking only solutions, endlessly, solutions for problems of life, now seek dissolution. Dissolution of what? The root cause of the vicious cycle of our births and deaths. We beg you again to uproot this aham bhava and promote atma bhava so that we all be blessed with that immortal life, that eternal living in merger with you, or eternal servitude in surrender to you, that eternal supreme Brahman. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.